Okay, as promised, this is the video on my trick for getting the best miles per gallon out of your Subaru. And so it's been about 2 weeks, and I am clearly averaging about 26 miles per gallon. And that is in, stop and go traffic, going to work, 13-mile commute one way. And then throwing in my, weekly mountain bike trip up to North Georgia. So all in all, I think I put on 362 miles during that approximately 2 weeks of driving. So here's the first trick, or here's the first setting you need to look at. You need to go to your cruise control mode, and it may not show up on the screen, but you need to change your, go to the vehicle settings here, go to cruise control acceleration, and you want to change that to eco. I've noticed that even in the comfort mode, I did have it on standard originally, it is really aggressive. This cruise control is a lot more aggressive than what's in the Impreza Sport from 2017. And when I say aggressive, it wants to hold or maintain whatever speed you set it at. Like if I'm going down a hill in the Impreza, it will just coast, and you'll watch the RPMs rev up to like 3,000 RPMs, and then it just picks up when it gets back up on the grade. This, however, it wants to brake. If you set it to 45 miles an hour and the hill is like a 50 to 55 mile per hour hill going down grade, it's gonna grab and brake, which is, I guess, good in a way, but just I don't think that's the best for miles per gallon. So I set it on eco just to help with that acceleration. And then when you're going downhill, like you'll see, I'll just turn off the cruise, temporarily. So let me fire it up and show you the other setting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the normal adaptive cruise control, and then you can hold down either, distance button for 2 seconds, and then that'll put it into the old school cruise control, right, where there's no intelligence behind keeping the distance between the cars in front of you. So with that said, one thing I also do is also turn off the start stop. You might be able to get better miles per gallon using the start stop in stop and go traffic, but I don't use it. I kind of hate it, but to each his own. All right, so let me show you my technique here. I think 26 miles per gallon in city driving is exactly what is on the Mulroney sticker, and I will take a picture of that and put it at the end of this. So coming up to my first light, I'm just gonna hit this is a 55 mile per hour road, believe it or not. So I'm gonna get up to speed here. $50 miles, and somebody just pulls out in front of me. Hopefully they go to that lane. Fantastic. All right, now I'm cruising at 49. I'm gonna bump it up using the plus or minus button here. 55, oops, sorry, a little over, 55, and I'm just gonna cruise. Now it is Black Friday. There is I'm out pretty early, not a lot of traffic on the road so far. And here I'm gonna actually apply brake, because I've got these 2 cars in front of me. Put out my indicator here, and right now I'm just driving manually. But this guy doesn't look like he's moving in front of me, so I'm gonna tap my cruise again, and now I'm back at 55. And you can't can't see it, there's a red Mazda old 626 behind me that apparently wants to get to work. So I'm going to pull over to the right lane. Still cruising. It drops down to 50 here. So what I'll do is I will just tap the brake, make sure I'm going to make it through this light, because you never know. And this is 45 miles per hour through here. So I'm just going to hit it at 47, and I'm just going to maybe drop down to 45. I'm approaching some traffic at the next light. Lots of lights on this road, by the way. So I'll just hit it at 45, set 45. Okay, and now, since I'm already on this stretch where there's less lights, I'm going to actually bump up the setting to 50. Now it's turned to 55. So I'm letting the car do all the driving for me, basically, at this point, right? Okay, I might back it down here to, let's see, okay, some traffic, so I'm actually applying brake. Okay, back on cruise. And this might seem tedious to you at first, but once you get the hang of it and adapt it to your driving style and, you know, your roads, I think you'll be amazed how you're able to save like 2 to 3 miles per gallon. I mean, I did this as an experiment. I guess because I was bored one day, like a couple years ago. I was looking for a way to save at the pump. I was like, this is kind of stupid, but let me try it. So I decided to, you know, try using cruise control all the way on my commute, you know, 5 days a week. This was before COVID. And, you know, I did it before and after, and I was actually surprised how I gained like 2 or 3 miles per gallon. And that made the difference between filling up, you know, okay, this is 35 miles per hour here, so I'm going to put that on. Maybe 37, 2 miles over. But so, like I was saying, you know, I was just surprised how I was able to go 2 weeks on a tank of gas, you know, commuting 5 days, doing my weekly bike ride, versus maybe a week and a half. I think I was cranking out in the Impreza something like maybe 330 to 340. And here's a quick example of how aggressive the cruise control is. It's braking. Normally in the Impreza, it would just be coasting down this hill. And kind of aggressive on the throttle, getting up over the hill. Now I'm actually applying brake. Okay. So we're probably about 4 or 5 miles into my commute here. This is 45 miles an hour, even though it looks like it should be 55. So I'll just keep it at 47. And you just saw my low fuel gauge pop up. And I'm at 366 miles right now. I'm pretty sure I could probably squeeze another 40 miles out of this tank of gas before I actually need to pull over and fuel up, but we're not going to do that today. I'm actually trying to take the old Crosstrek Wilderness up to the mountains today and do kind of like maybe a recce for those of you who are rally fans. just to check out this road, and then I'll come back and do a video on that, you know, as far as like different camera angles and taking this thing off-road and what, you know, would be the Chattahoochee National Forest. So going up this hill, cruise control is doing its thing, not super aggressive, and I just kind of back it down when I crest to like 41. That's the other thing you want to do. If you have a hilly area, as I'm approaching the hill, you know, the car is going to start to accelerate, so I kind of back down, you know, using my thumb just a little bit, maybe 4 or 5 miles per hour, just depends on the grade of the hill. And I apologize for all the stoplights, but I want to give you a real-world experience, and this video might be a little long. I kind of started a couple miles down the road from my house, but just kind of want to show you what it's like doing this. And you know, is it worth it? It might not be worth it to you, but for me, you know, everywhere I can save a buck, I'm gonna try it. And you know, this actually gets me that trip out to Athens. You know, the gas that I'm saving doing this, that's like a trip out to one of my favorite mountain bike spots, which I usually hit like 2 times a month. So I'm easily saving that, you know, paying for that trip out there from Metro Atlanta. So it's worth it to me. Your mileage may vary, as they say. All right, now I'm coming up to that area that I was telling you about, where normally the Impreza would coast to about 55 miles an hour with the cruise on. I mean, the RPM just go woo, and then it just catches back up once, you know, you start going up the hill. I'm gonna see if you can see this. I'm gonna actually let the cruise control brake at the top of the hill, and then I'm gonna just kind of cancel it. So here I am, 45, and we're starting to go down, and any minute now you're gonna see the brakes come on here. Okay, so there's the brakes, and then it gets really steep, and this is where I was like, this is not giving me that, you know, a feeling of efficiency that I was having in the Impreza. So what can I do about this? And the best thing is just tap your little cruise control button. So here we go, we're braking already. So I'm just gonna tap it real quick, and then I'm gonna coast down. So now we're coasting 50, you know, 51. Gonna get more, 52. Probably at the bottom right now, 53. And now I'm gonna just resume. And now I'm going back up, and I'll back it down since this is a 45 mile per hour zone, and Forsyth County's finest like to hang out on this road. So yeah, not in the mood for a ticket today. And the road's a little empty, so I'll bump it up to 47. Normally right about here there'd be lots of bumper to bumper traffic to this light, but it's you know, it's like 5 minutes. This would be a great place if you wanted to do like the, you know, leave on the automatic start stop, but meh, like I said, I'm not a fan, and I don't know why it's very jarring. And I mean, I think it's better. I don't know. I don't have any experience with the older version of the start stop, because that didn't have that in the 2017 Impreza. But in my wife's Q7, Audi has nailed how to execute start-stop. It is just so smooth. I mean, the car just, you barely feel the car shut off, and when it comes on, like when you take your foot off the brake pedal at a stoplight, I mean, it's just smooth, and you're going. Took a little bit of getting used to, but this car, I mean, it's definitely more present in the way and in the engine starts up and engages. So I don't know. I might try it. I might try my usual routine like I'm doing now for 2 weeks and record that gas mileage and then use start stop. If you guys would like me to try that, definitely post in the comments, and I'll see. You know, does it save you a gallon? You know, 1 mile per gallon over the course of a week? Maybe that might be worth it. But here I'm approaching another big hill, getting close to work now. And if you're still watching this video, kudos to you. Alright. This is another 4-lane, 45 mile per hour highway. And you can see my MPGs are still 25.9. Let's see if we can get that up to 26 by the time I wrap up this video. I'm going to be that guy, so if you're enjoying this content, then, you know, like or subscribe. As you can see, I have in that previous video, I have a new editor. So she gave me a lot of criticism on my videos. She's been in an AVTF class for 3 years, and she definitely cranked it up a notch for me. So I'll give a little shout out to her. Beautiful day here in North Georgia. It's starting cloudy, but I'm sure that's going to wear off here. I kind of wish I was biking today, but I'll do that tomorrow. Cops like to hang out right there. Okay. I don't know if you can see the North Georgia mountains in the upper left of the screen, but I'll be there in about an hour. Okay, so here the cruise control's braking. I'm just gonna tap to coast. I'm really hoping I can hit that 26 miles per gallon. I think I wasted some fuel trying to set up this camera. This is a new camera mount, and it's kind of difficult to reach the record button, which is kind of defeats the whole purpose of using a camera mount. So come on, 26, let's go. You can do this. Like I said, you know, some long lights, daily commute, and I'm able to eke out 26 miles per gallon. Not bad for, you know, a vehicle that is full-time all-wheel drive. That's lifted half an inch more than the base Crosstrek. And then also that final drive ratio This is 35 miles per hour. I'm doing 40. But yeah, that final drive ratio, that 4:1:1:1, definitely makes this feel a lot peppier. I was wondering to myself, you know, if they had put that in the Impreza RS that just came out, I think people would be happy with that, because A, it would be a lot lighter than this vehicle, maybe by some 200 pounds, and then you're closer to the ground, and you've got those. I think the Impreza has a nicely tuned suspension, the Sport does, and I'm sure the RS just improves on that. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. It would make sense. That would differentiate that Impreza RS drastically from you know, the rest of the Impreza lineup. Okay, so I'm braking, looking left, no cars are coming. One more light here. And I don't think I'm gonna get that 26 for you. I did have it during the week. I was close. Close but no cigar, as they say. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. We're pulling into right around the parking lot where I work. Yeah, there's some people out there for Black Friday sales. And so let's kind of go over the numbers real quick. We're looking at 25.9 miles per gallon over the course of 373 miles of city driving, and that's a mix of, you know, 45 mile per hour, 35 mile per hour, you know, a little stretch of 55 mile per hour, and, you know, 373 miles. Not too bad. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Happy Thanksgiving.